Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Johnny. In today's video, we are going to be reviewing the Firefly Enhanced Wireless Controller. This controller was made by a company, Funlab. They went ahead and sent me their product. However, the review is going to be 100% my opinion on what I think about this controller. They also went ahead and sent me a carrying case for the Nintendo Switch, which I'll be showcasing in this video. So before we start the video, I want to talk about the controller. It is targeted toward the Nintendo Switch a little bit more. However, it is a multi-device controller. You can use it on your Steam Deck, Windows, iOS, and Android, as well as your Nintendo Switch systems. I've been noticing that a lot of third-party controllers now actually are supported on multiple devices, which is a great thumbs up for me on my end. Another thing that I like to talk about this controller is that it is a light up controller. It does have different LEDs where you can change the colors, and that's kind of what makes it unique from other controllers, because not a lot of third party controllers are actually doing light up controllers. Now they went ahead and sent me a Pokemon theme one, which I like because I like Pokemon obviously, and we're going to go ahead and test it out and do an unboxing. So unboxing the controller, there's not really that much stuff in the box. However, you do get your USB-C cable, which is included with the controller, and it's pretty neat. I like the feeling of the controller. It has a matte finish, which feels kind of like the Nintendo Pro controller, just a little bit lighter for some reason. It actually does feel a little bit lighter than the Nintendo Pro controller, which is not a bad thing, but everything feels well. Now the D-pad was looking kind of weird to me, but however, I will be showing you guys that you can exchange that D-pad if you don't want to use that one. And then the back, it brings its turbo button and as well as the mappable buttons on both sides as well. And you can enable that as well and program it however you need in your controller, however you want to have it. So overall, the feel is good. I do like this controller and it feels really good. As I mentioned before, you can change the D-pad as well. I personally changed it because I didn't like the round D-pad that it brought. I think you should definitely change it if you can. I like that they gave us the option to change the D-pad because I did not like the one that it originally came with, the round one. Next, we looked at the instruction manual, and I have to say I'm pretty impressed. It does bring everything in 3 different languages, and it has a lot of options. You have programmable buttons. You can go ahead and use turbo on the buttons, and you can change buttons around and different stuff. So it has a lot of options. I definitely recommend you read the manual before you actually start using the controller. That way you won't have any trouble using it later on. I went ahead and unboxed the carrying case for the Nintendo Switch. It's your typical Nintendo Switch carrying case. It's pretty good quality. I liked it. They have different designs on their website, which you can go ahead and choose if you would be interested in buying one of these. But overall, it's just a typical Nintendo Switch carrying case. So finally, I went ahead and turned on the controller, and I also went ahead and turned off the lights in my room because this is where this controller shines bright like a diamond, like Rihanna says. No, but anyways, the controller does really look nice. The LEDs are really bright in the dark. I just like the way it looks. I kind of don't like that it didn't have any LEDs in the back, but it doesn't really matter in the front. As you guys can see, my theme is a Pokemon theme from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the 3 starter Pokemons there, and it does look nice once you turn it on. However, it's not the only thing that this controller is capable of. You can actually change the colors. It has a button in the back with the brightness controls. You can change it to different colors, and it brings a great variety of different colors as well. As you guys can see, blue is my favorite one, which is probably the one I'm gonna leave it at with blue. However, those aren't the only features of it as well. It has like a breathing button as well that you can make it the controller breathe, and you can change the colors as well, or you can just leave it on all the time. Personally, I don't really like the breathing stuff. I know some people like it like that, but I personally like to leave it with the normal settings. However, you can switch it to every single color as well if you want to use it with different breathing styles, different colors. It's really neat. I like the fact that they gave us opportunities to change the colors. It would be cool if you could change them with like a rainbow effect, and probably there is in the instruction. I just didn't really read well. But overall, I do like the different color stuff. It really does bright it is really bright in the dark, and that is something that I thought was pretty cool of this controller. So you guys know I couldn't make this video without gaming on the controller, so I went ahead and started gaming on my PC with the controller. I was playing Guardians of the Galaxies for PC, and I just want to talk about the overall feel of the controller. I have to say that it did impress me in overall feel of the controller. It has vibration and it works, and it's very responsive to the vibration, almost close as a DualSense controller, I would say. Not exactly, but it definitely feels good in the hand. One thing that I really have to note is that I really like the thumb pads. They did a really good job implementing these thumb pads. I don't know if they're exchangeable, but they are definitely comfortable. These are one of the better thumb pads. It kind of feels more of a Nintendo Switch Pro controller thumb pads, but the thumb pads are a big deal for me because if the thumb pads don't feel good on the controller, you're not going to have a great experience. Personally, with these type of third-party controllers, I like to have comfortable controllers on my hand because I want to be able to game and not have my hands feel weird or have my hands feel just odd. Overall, I do like the fact about the thumb pads. That's a major thing on it, so they feel really comfortable. And as I mentioned, it does feel a little bit lightweight. It doesn't feel as heavy as other controllers that I've tested out in the past, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But if you're a person that prefers heavier controllers, there's that. But it feels good overall. It does feel good while gaming. Everything is responsive. I didn't have any disconnectivity issues with the Bluetooth as well, so it has really good Bluetooth. One thing that I noticed with other companies' controllers that the Bluetooth just tends to disconnect randomly out of nowhere if it doesn't bring an adapter. However, with this controller, I was playing over an hour and I didn't really have that issue, so that's another good thing. Another thing that I like about it, basically the matte finish. The matte finish is smooth. I personally do not like any controller that is slippery. It always has to have a matte finish. I think a perfect controller has to have a matte finish because it just feels better on the hand and the grip and everything, which is a good thing. So I think I like it overall. I think I will be using this for my PC momentarily. I do like that it is really easy to connect to my PC and I can just use it straight off of the bat with no issues. So yeah, I think I like the controller overall. I think it's not a bad controller at all. It really works well on PC. Now, many people may use it for the Nintendo Switch. Personally, I don't really game that much on the Nintendo Switch nowadays. However, I definitely can see people using this controller on the Nintendo Switch. So overall, the feel is really good on the controller. Alright, coming to a conclusion of this video, I'm going to give my final thoughts and what I think about the controller, maybe some pros and cons, and what I like about it. Alright, so some of the pros that I like about the controller is that it lights up in the dark. I mean, it's really cool. I really do like that. I also like the fact that it has a lot of different features, such as turbo and mappable buttons. It's all here. Everything is here in this controller. Another thing I like about it is the matte finish of the controller. The controller has a matte finish, and I think it's really, really good on the hands. And I was really surprised by the thumbsticks. I just like the feel of the thumbsticks. They are really good. I mean, overall, they just feel good on the hand. I've tried different third-party controllers, and the thumbsticks really don't feel that well. This one, however, does feel well. I do like the fact that I was able to change the D-pad instead of the round D-pad. I prefer this D-pad 10 times better. I think it should have came in default. So I like the fact that we were able to exchange it. I think they knew that people weren't going to like the original D-pad that is installed, which is the round one. Or there might be weird people that like it. I'm just kidding, guys. But overall, I like it overall. I definitely like the design as well. And the price. The price is definitely affordable. I looked them up on Amazon and I believe it's like $36.99. So for a controller this cheap with that amount of functions, I think that is pretty affordable. Alright, for the cons, I would say I didn't really find that many cons. Everything seemed pretty good right off the bat. I think the only con that might come in the future is that if you're playing with this controller, you're gonna run out of battery quicker if you have the LED lights on. You can turn them off, however, if you want the controller to last longer, but I'm pretty sure with the LED lights on, it's gonna run out of battery quick. However, it still will last you a pretty good amount of time, maybe 6 hours, I would say. That's kind of what's rated on the controller. I believe it does have a smaller battery. That's probably the reason why it's kind of lightweight. I saw that it had 950 mAh, something like that, which is a little bit lower on the battery. However, it's not a big issue. However, there's a lot of controllers that the battery doesn't last long, like the PlayStation 5. However, if it lasts you 6 hours, that's good for me. I don't really play long binge hours of gaming sometimes. So it's good for me. It's good enough for most casual people that are going to be using this type of controller. So overall, I do recommend it. I like the price. It's affordable, and it's a pretty good design controller. They actually have different controllers on their website, so you don't really have to buy a Pokemon Scarlet and Violet controller design. They have Zelda, and they have several different designs with LED that you may like. So look at their website. I will be linking it in the description if you're interested in the controllers. Now, I'm not sure the pricing, what's the difference. I think Funlab's website has them a little bit more expensive. However, they also sell them on Amazon. So if you're interested in buying them on Amazon, you can get them a little bit cheaper, probably for $36, which I gotta say, it's a steal. It's a really good price on Amazon. You really aren't going to be looking for a controller for a higher price with this amount of functions, and LEDs as well. If you like LED light ups. So overall, I think I would recommend it. If you can get it cheap, I definitely recommend you buy this controller. It's definitely something that I would personally be using as well, and having an extra controller for a friend that comes over that wants to use it as well. It's overall good quality. I have to say, guys, third-party controllers are not like how they used to be on the PS2 or Xbox era. I remember that a bunch of those controllers were break easily. However, these controllers have been pretty good quality. All the third party controllers that I have reviewed and seen have all been pretty good quality overall. I haven't really seen something so bad that has made me angry. Like, all the new controllers are being manufactured pretty well, and this one included. Like, a bunch of controllers just are better. Nowadays you're just getting better controllers. The only issue that some have been having joystick drift, but a lot of these third-party controllers have actually fixed that issue with the Joy-Con drift, because they use better thumb pads or thumbsticks in order for you to use it better, so it doesn't get a drift. If you get my drift. All right, I know I went on a random rant right there, but overall I do recommend it. I will be leaving the link in the description. Thank you, Funlab, for sending me this controller. Overall, I'm impressed with the product. It's definitely high quality. And thank you for watching this video, guys. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe.